Gris is comfortable. It's like a rainy Sunday that you watch through a window. There's a bit of dreariness, some gray, but it's a time to rest and recharge. I beat the game in one 2-hour sitting, and afterwards I felt ready, uplifted. The week of long shifts ahead of me didn't look so bad. It's a uniquely styled platformer centered around grief, and the bits of hope you can find in that place to help get out of it. There are puzzles you can get stuck on, and there's a section you can maybe get eaten in, but there isn't a lot of pressure from start to finish. You take as much time as you want, but you will get more out of the game if you slow down and look for the tiny things. Feed a robot an apple. That is a robot, right? Look at an Inuksuck. Encourage someone to move.
This is illegal, you know.
Destroy an Inuksuck. I think it's also called a Cairn. I'm not encouraging this in real life. This is a surefire way to get a witch to put you in timeout. You don't need to hold a magnifying glass over the game the whole time. There are plenty of larger cinematic moments that have just as much detail. You play as a girl named Gris. You wake up in the palm of a statue and sing to it until your voice disappears. The statue crumbles and you have a long fall into a bleach white desert. Moving to the right, like you do in side-scrollers, you explore the crumbling architecture and find these tiny white dots that zoom around you, leaving trails that look like constellations. As you find more stars, you learn they can form bridges for you to cross. They fly away from you to predetermined points, and as you walk across them, your steps make these twinkly sounds. It's a great little detail. You find yourself in a big structure that serves as the hub for the different areas, and you have to explore and find more stars to reach a path you can see in the sky. Why? That's never really answered. You just go with it because what else are you going to do? There are 4 worlds to collect star dots from, and each one features a shrine where you can learn a new ability. They all involve changing shape. You can become a heavy cube that breaks things and says fuck you to the harsh desert wind. Or a fish lady, or your dress, poncho, shawl can morph into wings to give you a boost up. With the 4 different abilities come 4 very unique environments. You'll go from a wind-ravaged desert to a lush green forest whose leaves phase in and out of reality, like my mental stability, to a watery abyss of deep, dark depression, the likes of which you may never return. I'm in danger. Here there are also trees, but made of water. There's going to be a lot of jumping and swimming from, or maybe through, tree to tree. It's weird, but in a good way. A befriend a gem turtle good way. The environments are super distinct, and nothing feels recycled. It's a steady stream of new designs and interactions from start to finish. Something else that keeps things going, keep things interesting, is the music. Sure, the piano is important for the star-related things, but there are some amazing strings that will hold your attention hostage. Listen for a second as she slides down this sand hill. Play this game with headphones if you can. The sound design is just as strong as the soundtrack, and you should hear every note in effect. There's no voice work here, though. The story is told without dialogue or text of any kind, only actions that unfold in the game's beautiful art style. There are watercolor elements, solid line work, and great use of line weight. Any screenshot taken during a playthrough would make a good desktop background. Every frame looks like it was given the attention a photo gets from a master photographer. The game doesn't do much to change the platformer formula. Aside from the ability you get towards the end of the game, I didn't see anything that another side-scroller hadn't done. There aren't any really tight, pixel-perfect maneuvers you need to do to get through the game, but there are some obstacles that require a bit more attention if you check under bridges and in the nooks and crannies while looking for the game's collectibles. Don't get me wrong, Gris's controls are rock solid and responsive, but what makes the game really unique and worth playing are the visuals and the music. It's not a long game, but it has a lot of weight. Gris's journey is centered around processing grief and loss, growing from it, and the changes that come with that. It's a comfortable kind of melancholy, an atmosphere that shouldn't be described as happy, but you get a positive vibe out of its familiarity, how someone else has been here. It's a game that shows you that you can get out of the dark places you're in, even if at the beginning you're dragging your feet. You take it one step and collect 1 star at a time, going as slow or fast as you want. I highly recommend it, doubly if it goes on sale. Also, collect all the mementos you can. There's a secret cutscene unlocked at the end that explains a whole lot if you're kind of lost with the plot. And that's the end of my first review. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like what you saw, feel free to leave a like, a comment, or subscribe. I'll be responding to any questions or feedback down below. I'm hoping to make videos like this a regular thing, so maybe if you have a game to recommend that you haven't seen someone else talk about, I'd love to know what it is so I can give it a try. And seriously, thanks again for watching. This took a lot more time than I was expecting, but I'm glad I was able to do it.